very good morning, class. So today here it is lecture number 5 of the chapter Redox Reaction Unit 8. So in that continuation we have done already to find the oxidation number, to know the oxidant and reductant in the reaction, as well as if separately it is given then also. So today we'll do types of redox reaction, and afterwards we will do the balancing. So let's start this lecture with the quote, and the quote is: "The beautiful things about learning is that no one can take it away from you." So the most important thing and the most beautiful thing is that whatever you are learning, that cannot be taken by, that cannot be snatched by anyone, isn't it? Like, it will be forever with you, in your bad time, in your good time, whatever, all the learnings that will remain with you. Nobody is going to snatch it from you. Okay, so let's start with this, and first we will do the homework, that is the solution which we have given as a homework in the last lecture. So in this I have given question that decide oxidant and reductant and redox on the basis of oxidation number. So the first question was K2Cr2O7. What we will do, we will just find the oxidation number. And chromium, I have given you a few tips that chlorine and manganese, the chlorine and manganese are the one which can show the +7. Yes. Then osmium is the one which shows +8. Osmium and chromium, sulfur, all that jo honge sab that is the +6. Okay, so chromium is a metal which can show +6, otherwise sab non-metals jo honge that will show the sulfur group jo hoga, oxygen group jo wo that can show the +6. Okay, so oxidation number is here +6, and how we have calculated that, the way we know potassium, the oxidation number is not going to change, so it will be +1 into 2. Chromium, let's suppose it as a X, so 2x, and 1 oxygen is -2, so 7 oxygen it will be -14. Just equate this with the 0, and you will get that chromium +6. So chromium is in maximum oxidation state +6, that's why it will act as a oxidant. So in the previous lecture only I have given you the trick that if the central atom is present in its maximum oxidation state, it will be called oxidant. If it is in minimum, it will be called reductant, and if it is in between maximum and minimum, it will be redox. Okay, so what is the use of redox, that we will do today only. Next is H3PO2. If you will calculate the oxidation number, you will get +1. That means the phosphorus can show the minimum -3 and maximum +5 according to the formula, according to the way that I have told you, that minus valency to plus valence electron. So it is in between, that's why it will work as a redox. Redox, that means the same compound, the same element will undergo the oxidation as well as undergo reduction. Okay, HCl, if you will find the oxidation number of Cl, it is -1, and it is the least one, that's why it will act as a reductant. HNO3, if you'll find the nitrogen oxidation state, you will get +5, and +5 is the maximum state, oxidation state for nitrogen, so that's why it will be oxidant. Similarly, if you'll find the oxidation number for ammonia, N is in -3. So if it is in -3, that means it is least, so least, that means reductant. KClO3, if you'll do that, it is one second, it is +5, but it will be redox over here because chlorine can show -1 to +7. So KClO3 will act as a redox. That means oxidation as well as reduction, both can be possible for this reagent, this compound. Next, H2O2, if we will see that H2O2 is a peroxide, so oxygen is having -1. That means it is in between the least -2 and the maximum +2 or 0, that we can say. So that's why it will act as a redox. That means both the oxidation and reduction are possible for the same element in the same reaction. Now KMnO4, if you will find the oxidation state of Mn, that is +7, and as I told you that Mn maximum shows +7, so hence you can say that it is +7, so it is oxidant, isn't it? And a strong oxidant here. Next is K4FeCN6. The way I have told you how to find this, K is +1, so for 4K it will be +4. For Fe, don't know, so let it be X, and for 1CN it is X, -1. So for 6CN, it will be -6. If you'll equate it with 0, you will get the x is equal to +2, and +2 is in between the minimum, that is 0, and the maximum +3. So it will act as a redox. That means the same compound can undergo oxidant as well as reductant depending upon the reaction, depending upon the other reagent. I will tell you how it will work. Okay. So I hope it is clear. The homework which I have given in the last class, that is clear now. So now move to types of redox reaction. What are the types of redox reaction? And all the if I will remove this word redox reaction, redox. So types of reaction you have done in class 10th, isn't it? Combination, decomposition, displacement, double displacement. So all these type of reaction we are going to do it again, but in terms of redox. That means we will prove that there is also oxidation and reduction. Yes, all the types of reaction, there also oxidation and reduction are possible. So let's see. The first type of reaction is combination reaction. As you have done and you are very familiar with this, that when the two different substances combine with each other to form a new substance, new single substance, then it is called combination reaction. And the chemical reaction in which two or more substance, elements or group or compound, it can be combined to form a single substance, are called combination reaction. A combination reaction may be expressed as example A plus B format. It is A plus B will change into C, a new substance. All combustion reaction, combustion, burning. Okay, all combustion reaction in which elemental oxygen is used, and all other reactions which involve elements other than oxygen are redox reaction. How it is? Let me show you. It is said that all combustion reaction in which elemental oxygen, that means O2 is used, and other reactions which involve elements other than oxygen, अगर ऑक्सीजन के अलावा कोई और एलिमेंट होगा तो वो redox reaction होगा. Examples, let's see. CH4 plus 2O2, CO2 change into 2H2O. So you can see that oxygen is in 0 state because it is in the free state, and here oxygen is in the -2 states, isn't it? Yes. So oxygen is undergoing reduction. Clear? Here carbon is in -4 state, and in this way, and that carbon dioxide, the carbon is in +4 state. So that means it is oxidant. Okay. So we can see that in a single reaction, in the combustion reaction also, the redox reaction is there. That means the substance is there which is going to be oxidized, and other substance is going to be reduced. So this is the thing. Sorry, it should be -4. Okay, not +4. Similarly, Mg plus N2, if you will see, this is the combustion, this is combination reaction, but not the combustion reaction. Okay, so if we do this, it is 0 free state. This is also free state. Let me show you. 0 free state, 0 free state, but here it is in the compound, so Mg shows +2 as it is of element of group 2, and nitrogen will be -3. So you can see that 0 to +2, that means oxidation is happening over here, while 0 to -3, that means reduction is there. So both the oxidation and reduction are occurring. That means it is a redox reaction. Now the decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction are such reaction in which a single compound gets dissociated into two or more compounds. Okay, दो या दो से ज़्यादा compound जो है वो form करते हैं एक single compound. Okay, so decomposition reaction, if in class 10th you have done in 3 ways, that it is first is thermal decomposition, second is electrolytical decomposition, and third is photolytic decomposition. So all the type of decomposition reaction will be considered as a redox reaction except few. Okay, so let me show you. The chemical reaction in which a compound breaks into two or more simple substances are called decomposition reaction. The decomposition reaction are opposite of combination reaction. We are well known with this fact. For a decomposition reaction to be a redox reaction, at least one of the compound must be in the elemental state. किसी भी कंपाउंड को, किसी भी रिएक्शन को डिकम्पोजिशन रिएक्शन होने के लिए जो प्रोडक्ट बनेगा उनमें से एक कंपाउंड एटलीस्ट एलिमेंटल स्टेट में होना चाहिए, देन ओनली इट इज पॉसिबल, अदरवाइज इट वोंट बी. लेट मी शो यू. Like 2H2O, this is not sorry, it should not be heat. Here it is electrolytic. Okay, electricity. So if we pass the electric current, this H2O get dissociated into H2 and O2. So H2 is here in this case, H1 is in +1 state and oxygen is in -2 state, isn't it? But if we'll check in this case, it is 0 and here also it is 0. So that means, yes, this +1 to, this is +1 to 0, that means reduction, and this is -2 to 0, that means oxidation. So you can say that it is a redox reaction. Other thing, if you are saying that KClO3 in presence of heat, this is thermal decomposition, then it will give you KCl and 3O2. As I said that one compound must be in the elemental stage. So if it is in elemental stage, we'll say that 0, isn't it? And here it is -1, chlorine is in -1. Just check the oxidation state on chlorine over here. It is +5. You have done, it was given in the homework also, yes. And here oxygen is in -2. So you can see that the chlorine of this KClO3 is undergoing reduction, yes, while the oxygen of this KClO3 is undergoing oxidation. Got it? So this is also an example of redox reaction. Few more, like we can say, it may be noted that all decomposition reactions are not redox reaction. For example, decomposition of calcium carbonate. If you see the calcium carbonate, the oxidation state of calcium is never changed, like it will never change. So it is +2, carbon is here +4, and oxygen is here -2. Just calculate it, you will get all the oxidation state, isn't it? If you'll check the oxidation state, in this case, calcium will never change its oxidation state, so that means it is in +2 state. So obviously this oxygen has to be in -2, isn't it? Now oxygen is in -2, so it will be +4. That means carbon is going to be in +4. So you can check that carbon is here also +4 and here also +4. Oxygen is here also -2, oxygen is here also -2. Similarly, calcium is also +2 and calcium is here +2. So that means there is no oxidation reduction. So how you will understand that when it is oxidation reduction and when it is not? So for that, I have told you the first thing, that you just check this oxidation reduction, you just find the oxidation number and check that whether it is decreasing or increasing or not. Yes. Or another way, if it is a decomposition reaction, you have to check that at least one compound must be in the elemental state. Elemental state में होना चाहिए. Like कार्बन होता है यहाँ पे फ्री स्टेट में, या फिर ऑक्सीजन होता है फ्री स्टेट में, या कैल्शियम फ्री स्टेट में होता, then it could be, isn't it? चलिए. Now the next reaction is displacement reaction, and it is very what we say, interesting reaction, displacement reaction. The heavier element will displace the lower element, or we can say that the lower reactive elements. Yes. So displacement reaction, the reaction in which one ion or atom in a compound is replaced by an ion or an atom of other element, are called displacement reaction. These reactions are very common in chemistry, in which a more active metal displaces or removes another atom from the compound. Okay, so in general, a displacement reaction may be expressed as xy plus z change into x plus zy. It means that the z is being more active than x is able to displace the x from this compound, isn't it? So that's why what will happen, this z will take the place of x and x will be free state. So x here it is in the free state and zy is the compound. So in this reaction, the atom from the compound xy has been displaced by another atom z, because z is more active. Okay. The displacement reaction are of two types, and that is metal displacement and another is non-metal displacement. Metal displacement, that means metal will displace by metal. Non-metal, that means non-metal will displace by non-metal. And in addition of this, there will be a third displacement also, which will be metal and non-metal displacement, where the metal will displace the non-metal. Clear? Let's see metal displacement reaction. In this reaction, a metal in a compound can be displaced by another metal in the combined state. Some of the examples are, and the most familiar example, you are doing it since your grade 6 and 7 class. Yes. So CuSO4 plus Zn. Zn, the CuSO4 blue color, and when we add the zinc granules, it turns into like white. The blue color disappears. So what is the reason? Because zinc, being more reactive, it will displace the copper from its solution and it will take this place. its place. So copper will be displaced over here and ZnSO4. Another reaction you have done with the Fe. Yes, instead of Zn, Fe. So blue color will be turned into green color because FeSO4 will be the product. You can check this in this. Now if you'll check the oxidation number, copper is in +2 state always, sulfur is in +6 and oxygen is in -2. Just find this oxidation number. As you know, Zn is 0 state. So you can see that Zn is going to be oxidized in Zn +2 while the copper is going to be reduced in copper 0. Yes. So this is an example of redox as well as the metal. This is the metal displacement reaction in which the redox reaction also takes place. Yes. NiSO4 plus 2CO. Cobalt is there. So cobalt being more reactive, more active, it will displace the Ni from its solution and it will form cobalt sulfate plus Ni will be in the free state. Again, it is 0, it is +2, it is 0. So you can check that it is +2 over here. Oxidation number, how it is changing. This Ni is in +2 state, now Ni is in free state, while in this case the cobalt is in free state, but you will check that this is in +2 state. That means oxidation is occurring over here. Now V2O5 plus Ca, if you'll see that calcium is here at 0 state and V2O5 is in V is in +5 state. So again you'll check that V is going to be in the free state, that means 0, and calcium is 0, so it will be converted into +2 state, that means oxidation occurred. Yes. In each of these reactions, the reducing metal is better reducing agent than the metal being reduced. Are you getting it what I am saying? The reducing metal, जो metal reduce कर रहा है, the reducing metal is a better reducing agent than the metal being reduced. जो metal reduce हुआ है उससे better reducing agent है, that's why it will displace, it is displacing. Yes, this is because the reducing metal has greater tendency to lose electrons as compared to the one which is reduced. Reason क्या है? That you will basically understand in class 12th electrochemistry. It all depends upon electrode potential. Although in the NCERT this electrode potential is also given over there, but I will not discuss all this part. This part I am leaving for class 12th. So there I will explain the electrode potential kya hai, how it is reduction potential, and how it decides the reducing character of any element. Okay, so we will keep this part for the class 12th. So now just learn this point that reducing metal is a better reducing agent than the metal which is being reduced. Okay. Now the non-metal displacement reaction. That means the one non-metal, more reactive non-metal will displace the less reactive non-metal. The non-metal displacement redox reaction are mainly hydrogen displacement or oxygen displacement reaction. For example, here I am explaining that metal non-metal. Okay, then that means metal is going to displace non-metal. Metal is going to displace non-metal. All alkali metals and some alkaline earth metals like calcium, strontium, barium, which are good reducing agent, will displace the hydrogen from the cold water. So let's check an example like equation. Like calcium plus H2O, when calcium reacts with water, calcium being more reactive than the hydrogen, it will displace the hydrogen from water and will form COH whole twice plus H2. Okay. So you can check that calcium is in free state, so 0, and in this case the compound is there, so calcium +2 state. Hydrogen is +1 over here and hydrogen is 0 over here. So hydrogen is undergoing reduction while the calcium is undergoing oxidation. Okay. Now less active metals such as magnesium and iron react with the steam to produce dihydrogen gas. That means less reactive metal, less active metal. I'm talking about less active, that it doesn't mean that it is less reactive than hydrogen. Less in that metal series, the metal which are below. Okay, so that means but above than hydrogen. So they are called less active metals, and in this case that magnesium and iron comes. So they react with the steam. Not only the plain water, it doesn't react with the plain water, it reacts with the steam to form dihydrogen gas, and the same reaction will be there. So Fe plus 3H2O, it will give you Fe2O3. Somewhere you can see that Fe3O4 also. So that is actually that one will be the appropriate. But if I will write Fe3O4, as you all know that Fe3O4 exists as a FeO and Fe2O3. FeO and Fe2O3. So you can see that in both the case, whatever the compound it is forming, it is having more oxidation state than 0. So that means oxidation is occurring over here. Fe is going to be oxidized while hydrogen is going to be reduced over here. Yes. Now moving ahead in the same topic, that is non-metal displacement reaction. Many metals, including those which do not react with the cold water, displaces hydrogen from acid. If they do not react with the cold water, they displace the hydrogen from the acid. And examples like Zn plus HCl, ZnCl2 plus H2. Similarly, we can see that with the H2SO4, magnesium with the HCl, aluminum with the HCl, and Fe with the HCl. The same way you can do. Check the oxidation number. You will see that the metal is undergoing oxidation, while here the non-metal is undergoing reduction. That means H plus, H1 is going under reduction. Yes. Now moving ahead in this reactivity of non-metals. So in this case, the reactivity depends upon the oxidizing power. That means when we go top to bottom in a group 17, like fluorine to iodine, the oxidizing power decreases. That means reducing power will go on increased. Or you can say that since oxidizing power decreases, that means self-reducing tendency is also going to be what? Decrease. Yes, यानी कि सेल्फ रिड्यूस नहीं होगा, सेल्फ ऑक्सीडाइज होगा. सो ऑब्वियसली दूसरों को क्या करेगा, वो रिड्यूस करेगा. Thus, fluorine is the strongest oxidizing agent. Fluorine is being at the top in that group 17. It is the strongest oxidizing agent, and it can displace in their aqueous solutions. Chlorine को Cl2 from Cl minus, bromine from Br minus, iodine from I minus. Thus, fluorine can show displacement reaction as 2x minus plus F2 will give you x2 plus 2F minus. Whatever this is chlorine, this is bromine, iodine, whatever here halide are there. If it reacts with the F2 being more like a strongest oxidizing agent, it will undergo reduction and oxidize the another non-metal. So X will be oxidized in X2, while the F2 will undergo reduction to form 2F minus, because fluorine is the strongest oxidizing agent. And why it is so, again it will be explained on the basis of reduction potential that we will do in class 12th. Note, it may be noted that although number of oxidizing agents such as KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, MnCl2 etc. are available to oxidize Cl minus, Br minus, I minus ions to Cl2, Br2, I2. Like strong oxidizing agent are there, KMnO4, K2Cr2O7, MnCl2. So they can easily oxidize all the halides except fluoride. Okay, they can oxidize chloride, they can oxidize bromide, iodide, and even, but not fluoride. No oxidizing agent is available to oxidize F minus ions to F2, because F2 is the strongest oxidizing agent. So it will undergo reduction only, it will not undergo self-oxidation. Yes, this is because fluorine itself is the strongest oxidizing agent. Therefore, the only method to prepare fluorine is to oxidize F minus ion electrolytically. Like if we will do this electrolytic method, then only the F minus will convert into fluorine, except that there is no other process. Okay. Now if you see that the next topic is disproportionation reaction, and disproportionation reaction is a very important heading. It is going to be that what is disproportionation reaction. Disproportionation reaction is the reaction in which an element, or it will be better explained if we'll say that the same element of same compound, or say of same compound bhi ho sakta hai. Yes, of same compound, that can be in the bracket, you can write. Yes, in one oxidation state is simultaneously oxidized and reduced. That means one will be there, same element, and that is going to be oxidized as well as reduced. Okay, so better understand by the example. Let me explain that. In other words, one reacting substance in a disproportionation reaction always contains an element that can exhibit at least 3 oxidation state, or you can say in the better way that it must be in between oxidation state. That means it should not be either on the least or maximum. It should be in somewhere in between maximum and minimum. Then only it will undergo disproportionation reaction. So that type of reagent which undergo disproportionation reaction are called redox reagent. Yes. Element in form of reacting substance is in the intermediate oxidation state, as I told you, and both higher and lower oxidation state exist for that element. मतलब जो हम disproportionation reaction जो दे रहा है, that should exist in the intermediate oxidation state. Okay. The most common example is the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, which is the most common example. You can see that H2O2 will, this peroxide, when this decomposes, it will give you H2O and O2. So -1 to here it is -2. That means it is undergoing reduction over here. Yes, oxygen is undergoing reduction. And the same oxygen of the same compound, if we'll check that, in this case, it is undergoing oxidation also. Yes, so that means H2O2 is a redox reagent and it is showing disproportionation reaction. I hope it is clear. It is one of the important definition. So just learn it. Some more example, phosphorus and sulfur undergoes disproportionation reaction in alkaline medium as shown below. Like P4, 3OH minus 3H2O. Whenever see that P4 is here 0 state, and in the pH3 it is -3 over here, and in this case 3H2PO2 minus, it is +1 state. Okay. Now similarly, like we can see that here P4 is going to be -3 and P4 0 say it is going to be +1. So what is happening? The P4 phosphorus of P4 is undergoing reduction as well as oxidation in H2PO2. Yes, minus, or H3PO3 we can write. Sorry, H3PO2 we can write. Yes, if we will not write the ionic equation, it will be H3PO2. And if we will write the ionic equation, it will be H2PO2 minus. Got it? Some more example with this sulfur. Sulfur is here again 0 state, and if we'll check that, sulfur is going to be -2. That means it is reduction over here, and S2O3, if we'll check the oxidation number, it is +2 over here. So that means the same sulfur is going to be oxidized as well. Here 0 to -2 it is reduced, 0 to +2 it is oxidized. Clear? So this is what is happening here. In the same element, the same sulfur of the same compound is undergoing oxidation and reduction. So that type of reaction is called disproportionation reaction. Or in other words, we can say that the disproportionation reaction is a example of redox reaction in which the same element of the same compound undergoes oxidation as well as reduction. Yes. Few more examples like chlorine, and this is going to be very important reaction for class 12th also. Okay, so Cl2 2OH minus, if you'll see that, it will give you ClO minus and Cl minus, and there will be in some books you can see that instead of the ClO minus it will be ClO3 minus. So actually that depends upon this OH, that alkaline medium. If it is hot and conc, like hot, and concentrated, if it is, then it will give you ClO3 minus. Okay, but if it is dilute and dilute and cold and dilute, then it will give you ClO minus. Clear? So in both the case, whether it is cold or dilute or it is hot and conc, in the both case it is going to be oxidized. Here 0, here it is +1, and if you'll check that, it is +5. So either it is +1 or it is +5. In both case it is going undergoing oxidation, isn't it? While in the next case, if you say that Cl2 is 0 state and it is going to convert into Cl minus, it is undergoing reduction. So these two products will be same in both the case, either it is hot and conc or cold and dilute, but this will be changed according to the condition of this alkaline medium. I hope it is clear. So again, I'm repeating that that disproportionation reaction is a special type of redox reaction in which the same element of the same compound undergoes oxidation as well as reduction. Yes. So now I have question for you people. So which of the two, ClO2 or ClO4 minus, show disproportionation reaction and why? So I have told you that disproportionation reaction will be shown by the reagent which is in which the oxidation state is in between minimum and maximum. That means the one which is redox reagent. So you just find the oxidation state of ClO2 minus over here. If you'll check the ClO2 minus over here, it is +3. Yes. And if you'll check that ClO4 minus, it is +7. Just check it, it is +7. So plus chlorine can show the maximum state +7. That means it is in the maximum state. Hence, it will not show the disproportionation reaction. While ClO2 minus is in between oxidation state between -1 to +7. So that's why it will undergo disproportionation reaction to give Cl minus and ClO3 minus. So you can see that Cl minus. Now how it is, so for class 11th you have to learn. Okay, in class 12th I will give you the trick for that, but class 11th you have to learn. Now another question, write the disproportion reaction of the following species. ClO minus, see that Cl jo bhi hai. So if it is a redox reaction, then the reduced product will be for sure Cl minus, and the oxidized product you can write ClO minus like this, or you can write ClO2 minus, or you can write ClO3 minus, or you can write ClO4 minus. For chlorine I'm telling you, yes, because you know that chlorine can show -1 to +7 oxidation state. So any compound you can make like this. Yes. So if it is ClO minus, obviously the reduced product will be Cl minus, and the oxidized product you can write out of any this one तो अभी है ही, तो इन तीनों में से आप कुछ भी लिख सकते थे. ठीक है. Now ClO3 minus. ClO3 minus is here. This one is ClO3 minus. So reduced product is Cl minus for sure, and the oxidized product is only one possible, that is ClO4 minus. So you have written over here. Okay. Cl minus is in is in minimum state, so that means it will not show disproportionation reaction. Okay. Again ClO2 minus. You see that ClO2 minus, the reduced product will be Cl minus, and the oxidized product you can write ClO3 minus, or you can write ClO4 minus, up to your wish. दोनों ही सही है. ठीक है. Now ClO4 minus, again it is in the maximum state, so it will not dissociate, it will not undergo disproportionation reaction. Now this is Tl plus. So Tl can show the minimum state, that is 0, and maximum, that is +3. So that to be learned, ये आपको learn करना पड़ेगा. So you can write the disproportionate reaction. Minimum 0, किसी भी metal के लिए जो minimum होगा वो 0 होगा. Got it? Any metal, minimum will be 0. Maximum, it depends. So you have to learn for that. Okay. That's it for today class. I hope whatever I have explained, that is clear to you. Next we will do with the balancing, and for the balancing, this concept should be very much clear, that oxidation reduction, change in oxidation reduction, that should be very much clear, then only we will do the balancing. Okay. So we'll meet in next video. Till then, thank you class. Enjoy your studies.